The email came in at 2:17 p.m. while I was fixing a payment processing bug that honestly shouldn't have existed in the first place. I remember staring at the screen for a few seconds before clicking it open. Annual Alumni Excellence Panel, Westbridge High School. I actually laughed when I saw it. Not a real laugh. One of those quiet laughs people make when life accidentally tells a joke too cruel to ignore. Around me, keyboards clacked endlessly. Someone in the office kitchen dropped a spoon. My manager was explaining sprint timelines to a new hire 2 rows away. The entire office carried that gray corporate rhythm I used to swear I would never become part of. And there I was, 28 years old, back-end engineer, employee ID 44172, sitting under fluorescent lights fixing bugs for software I didn't care about. Meanwhile, my old high school wanted me to speak about success. I leaned back in my chair and looked at my reflection in the dark corner of the monitor. Sometimes I still catch myself searching for the version of me everyone used to know. The golden kid, the disciplined one, the future millionaire founder, the guy who was supposed to become something massive. But that person feels like somebody I watched in a movie years ago, not me, not anymore. And somehow, staring at that invitation, all of it came rushing back again. When I was younger, life made sense to me. That's the simplest way I can explain it. I genuinely believed the world operated on fairness. Work harder than everyone else, you win. Stay disciplined, you win. Follow the rules, you win. And honestly, for most of my life, that belief was rewarded. In high school, I was the kid teachers loved talking about. Straight A's, captain of debate, track team, student council. I wasn't the loudest guy in the room, but somehow every room bent toward me anyway. Adults trusted me instantly. Other students either respected me or secretly hated me. Parents compared their kids to me constantly. Why can't you be more like Ethan? I heard that sentence so many times I started believing I was different from everyone else, not in an arrogant way back then, or at least, I don't think so. I just thought I had figured life out early. Discipline, consistency, sacrifice. That was the formula. And the formula worked. I still remember graduation day vividly. Standing on that stage while people applauded felt less like an ending and more like confirmation. Proof that I was headed somewhere extraordinary. My father shook my hand afterward like I was already a successful man. My mother cried. Teachers told me I was destined for greatness. Imagine hearing things like that your entire teenage life. It changes you. You start feeling immune to failure before you've ever actually met it. College only made things worse, or better. Depends how you look at it. I studied computer engineering while simultaneously diving into entrepreneurship programs. While other people were partying, I was building apps at 3 a.m. and surviving on caffeine and ambition. And again, everything worked. Hackathons, competitions, scholarships, pitch contests, internships. Everywhere I went, I succeeded. Professors loved me because I was obsessed. Investors liked me because I spoke with confidence way beyond my age. People started introducing me to others as the guy who's definitely going to build something huge one day. Eventually, I stopped questioning it. Of course, I would build something huge. Why wouldn't I? Nothing had ever beaten me before. That was the dangerous part. Success can distort reality just as badly as failure can. By 23, after graduating, I genuinely believed I was unstoppable. So instead of getting a normal job like everyone else, I launched a startup immediately with 2 friends from college. I remember how proud I felt signing the incorporation papers. I thought I was stepping into destiny. Looking back now, I was stepping into a furnace. A Slack notification pulled me back to the present. "Hey, Ethan, did you deploy the fix?" I blinked for a second before answering. "Yeah, almost done." The funny thing is I'm actually good at this job. That's what hurts sometimes. I became the exact thing I used to look down on, a skilled engineer working quietly inside someone else's company, a normal person. And years ago, normal was my biggest fear. Our startup started in a tiny apartment with terrible lighting and impossible optimism. 3 founders, cheap desks, whiteboards filled with giant plans. We were building logistics software powered by AI for small businesses, and at the time, it genuinely felt revolutionary. Every conversation felt electric. Every tiny victory felt like evidence we were chosen. An accelerator accepted us. A local tech blog featured me in an article titled, "The Young Founder to Watch." God, I loved that article. I probably reread it 50 times. I used to sit awake at night imagining future interviews, future success, future wealth. I pictured myself giving speeches about persistence and innovation while people took notes. I had no idea reality was already waiting around the corner with a baseball bat. The first cracks appeared financially. Development took longer than expected. Customers were harder to acquire. Investors loved our vision during meetings, but suddenly disappeared afterward. Our software broke constantly because real-world users behaved nothing like test environments. Still, I wasn't worried. Why would I be? Every challenge in my life until then had eventually folded under pressure, so I worked harder. That became my answer to everything. Not smarter, harder. When cash flow became a problem, I maxed out my first credit card. I told myself it was temporary, a bridge. Successful founders take risks, right? Then came the second card, then loans, then private borrowing, then lying. That part happened slowly. I didn't wake up one morning and decide to become dishonest. It happened piece by piece. I told my parents the company was doing great while secretly calculating whether I could afford groceries. I smiled during investor meetings after getting rejection emails in the parking lot. I posted optimistic updates online while drowning internally. I became 2 different people, the founder everyone admired and the terrified man nobody saw. Someone in the office walked past my desk carrying birthday cake. People gathered around, laughing quietly. For a second, I just watched them. They looked peaceful. I never understood how ordinary people could be content with ordinary lives. Now I think maybe they understood something I didn't. Maybe peace matters more than glory. By 25, I was falling apart physically. I barely slept. My chest hurt constantly from stress. Every morning began with panic before my eyes even opened. I'd wake up already anxious, thinking about payroll, debt, investors, whether the company would survive another month. And the worst part was that I couldn't stop, because by then the startup wasn't just a company anymore. It was my identity. If the startup failed, then what did that make me? I had spent my whole life being the exceptional one, the future success story, the disciplined genius. Without the company, who was I? Nobody. That thought haunted me constantly, so I doubled down harder. 18-hour days became normal. I stopped exercising, stopped seeing friends, stopped calling family back. My girlfriend finally left after telling me she felt like I cared more about the company than anything human. At the time, I actually felt frustrated with her. Can you imagine that? A person who loved me was begging me to come back to reality, and all I could think was, she doesn't understand what's at stake. And that's how deep I was into the obsession. The company consumed everything. And despite all that sacrifice, we kept losing. That's the thing nobody tells you. Sometimes you can do almost everything right and still lose anyway. The market shifted. Competitors exploded. Costs increased. Growth slowed. Investors lost interest. Slowly, the energy inside our office changed. The excitement disappeared. First, then hope, then trust. Meetings turned into arguments. Arguments turned into silence. Silence turned into resentment. My co-founders and I stopped feeling like brothers building a dream together. We became exhausted men trapped inside the same sinking ship. Back in the present, my monitor displayed, "Build successful." Funny word. At 22, success meant magazine covers and millions. At 28, success means my code compiles correctly and my rent gets paid on time. Life really humiliates your definitions. The collapse finally came when I was 27. By then I was already carrying mountains of debt personally. Then we lost our biggest client. Then another one. Then an investor backed out at the last second after months of negotiations. I still remember one meeting vividly. An investor looked me straight in the eyes and said, "You're talented, Ethan, but talent isn't enough anymore." That sentence destroyed something inside me, because until then, some part of me still believed hard work and intelligence created immunity from failure. But reality doesn't care. Reality doesn't care how gifted you were in high school. It doesn't care how disciplined you are. It doesn't care how badly you want something. Eventually, the company couldn't make payroll anymore. I borrowed money just to delay death. That period of my life feels blurry now. Just panic and exhaustion and shame mixed together. Debt collectors called constantly. I stopped answering unknown numbers. I avoided mirrors seriously. There were days I physically avoided looking at myself because I couldn't stand the person staring back. Then one morning, one of my co-founders sat down and quietly said, "I can't do this anymore." No anger, no yelling, just defeat. And honestly, I understood completely. 3 months later, the company was dead. 4 years gone, just like that. I remember standing alone in our empty office after everyone left for the last time. Whiteboards still covered in goals, growth plans, revenue projections, dreams. I thought I would cry. Instead, I just felt numb, like my brain shut down to protect itself. Bankruptcy happened afterward. That word still hurts to say. Bankruptcy. I used to imagine Forbes articles about me. Instead, I sat in rooms with lawyers discussing my collapsed life, like damaged inventory, assets, debt restructuring, liabilities, outstanding balances. I signed papers with shaking hands, wondering how the hell I had fallen this far. But honestly, losing the company wasn't even the hardest part. The hardest part was surviving afterward. Waking up after the dream died, explaining my resume in interviews, watching people react awkwardly when they realize my startup failed, moving from promising founder to warning story. That transition broke me more than the debt ever did. Eventually, this software company hired me. Nothing glamorous, just a job. At first, I hated everything about it. Every morning felt like proof that I had failed at becoming who I thought I was supposed to be. But then something strange happened over time. Life became quieter. No constant panic, no investors, no payroll disasters, no pretending, just work, sleep, weekends, peace. And for a long time, I didn't know how to handle peace because I had spent years addicted to pressure. Now sometimes I sit in this office after everyone leaves and think about the person I used to be. The golden boy, the founder, the guy everybody expected greatness from. Sometimes I miss him. Sometimes I hate him. Mostly I just feel sad for him, because he genuinely believed life guaranteed rewards to people who earned them. And maybe that's the cruelest lesson adulthood teaches you. You can do everything right and still watch your dreams collapse anyway. I looked back at the alumni invitations sitting open on my screen. They wanted me to speak about success. For a moment, I almost declined. Then I realized maybe my story matters precisely because it isn't successful, at least not in the way people expected. Maybe students already hear enough stories from winners. Maybe someone needs to hear from the person who lost, the person who fell from being the star of every room into becoming just another employee, sitting under fluorescent lights trying to finish tickets before Friday. So I replied, "Thank you for the invitation. I'd be honored to speak." After sending it, I shut down my computer and stood up slowly. The office was nearly empty now. Rain hit the windows softly outside. And as I walked toward the elevator, I realized something I wish I understood years ago. Failure didn't destroy me because I lost money. It destroyed me because I built my entire identity around being exceptional. And when that disappeared, I thought there was nothing left. But there was. There still is. Not a genius founder, sorry. Not a future billionaire. Just me. And maybe that's enough.